everybody, this is Swaverly, and welcome back to Satisfactory. We are working towards our next space elevator part. We are making the modular engines over there, and what we have next to build, I think they're called radio control units. I just want to make sure. Adaptive control unit. That's what it is. So in order to make that, I need a bunch of complicated materials, like heavy modular frames and computers and circuit boards and automated wiring, which I'm already making two of those parts automatically in a factory setting, which are the computers and the automated wiring. So for this project, I want to be making 5 of these per minute, and luckily that only needs 5 computers a minute, and that's exactly what I'm making in my computer factory. Unfortunately, for automated wiring, I need 37.5 per minute, and I'm only making 10 per minute. So what I'm going to need to do is find a new area on this map and figure out what I need to do, because the circuit boards require plastic, unless I have an alternate recipe, and I don't have any oil nodes available right now. So let's actually see. Do I have anything extra for circuit boards? Ooh, okay. Oh, I got one that I can make with silica. Oh, that makes things a little bit easier. I don't know where I'm going to go on this map. I mean, I've started exploring up this way, so I might continue on in this direction, because going in this direction is spooky, because I get into a swamp and there's a lot of enemies in that area, and I don't feel like I'm equipped enough for that. Alright, so for this project, let's see what I'm actually going to need, because I looked up the alternate recipe for circuit boards to get the amount I need per minute. Let's actually start adding the machines to our list. So I'm going to need 2 constructors for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 assemblers for the circuit boards. I need 3.7 smelters, so 4, and a Mark II miner, I think. So I actually start putting those parts together at base, so I have everything that I need. Of course, I needed rotors. I threw them away. Luckily, I have them in my base. Let's see. So that's just for the circuit boards. For the automated wiring, let's see here, I need, there we go, add the 23 smelters I need for that. Foundries, I need 3 of these. I need 45 more constructors, so that's 52. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 assemblers. Another 19 constructors, so, and then 12 of these, so 20. Oh, whoa, oh, did I hit you too hard? My bad. Another reason I want to go in this direction instead of any other direction is going this way, there's just a big cliffside in the way and a giant hole, which I really don't want to deal with. And from here, I can just keep continuing on my train network, and we're all good and gold. So actually, let us set up a truck. This could be kind of a storage chest for me, so I'm going to start putting all of you in here. Alright, so let's go. Boink, boink. Wow, I did not get very far. Well, I figured out how pathing works. Yeah, I was recording setting all this up, and then I realized, oh wait, I did not record my face cam. So yeah, I'm going to walk you through how these pathings works, because this train line intersects with my existing train line, and without blocks and paths, some interesting things can happen, like your trains colliding, or, you know, defying the laws of physics and flying all over the place. So how pathing works, let me actually get into my build tab here and put up a block signal. You'll notice that there's different colored chunks on this railway. That signifies a block area. So this sign would be red if there's any type of train within this block. It doesn't read creatures or vehicles, but if the 2 trains collide, they will both derail, and you would have to go and manually put them back onto the tracks. I don't know if you need to put down as many blocks as I have, but when I have 2 trains on a rail, the less time it's stopped in an area, the better it is for me. Anytime I had a section of track, well, except for this one, because, I mean, this tiny section doesn't even matter, I would just put down a block so that if there happens to be a train in this little area, the other train won't go into it. But once it's out of it, the train can move again. And there's a good delay between each one of them starting and going, to where even if a train is in one of these smaller segments, it's most likely not going to stop. So currently I have the second train picking up the 5 computers per minute I have at a train station over there, and I want to show you how those lines were hooked up over here, so that they ride the same rail here, but at this junction the train reads that it has to go this direction in order to get to the station, so this block will flip. And this is an automatic thing when you connect 2 rails apart. The switch gate, that automatically pops into existence when you do that, so you don't need to worry about the switch gates. And then it comes all the way around here into the station, picks up the 5 computers per minute, loads them up, comes back out this way, back onto the same rail as the other train before. Let's see if I can stand here in between these. I also name my trains too. The first train here is our very first train. I painted in blue and called him Thomas, just because, you know, Thomas the Tank Engine. And then I had to look up other Thomas names, and there's a red train here, and this guy's name is James. Yeah, that train was slowing down because this was still in this block. Actually, I think, keep that from slowing down. Let's put another block here. So now, this will be fine. It won't slow down coming into this thing if something's still inside of this block. But now my plan is to have a train either come from this factory here or from my main base all the way over to this train station here to deliver the automated wiring that I'm currently making. I'm going to be setting up a big train infrastructure here, and I have to be careful too, because if I go through this way here, I have to keep in mind that I have truck paths on the ground, so this is going to have to be an elevated train platform. Alright, now that we've got the circuit boards taken care of, it's time to get automated wiring and heavy modular frames online. And for those, I'm going to be using quite a few alternative recipes, just so I could cut back on how much materials I can put on a belt. And I think I'm going to be using the alternate recipe for iron wire, which eliminates copper completely out of the equation. It does use up a little bit more iron, but in the long run it gives me more wire than the copper recipe would. And the other alternative recipe, since I'm making wire in bulk, I figured I would also do the stitched iron plate, which is the alternative recipe for reinforced iron plate, which normally uses screws. And as you know, screws can be kind of a pain to work with, especially if you're just using the base iron recipe and not the steel recipe. So yeah, if I can eliminate as many screws as possible out of this equation, I think it'll be for the benefit of me. Alright, so I gathered all the materials that I needed and kind of brought them back to base. I'm going to walk you through kind of what I did, because it takes less time to explain it than it does to build it. But I got my belt highway set up using my blueprints. I'm bringing in 300 lines of iron from over in this direction, and I updated my blueprint for these things to have side-mounted electrical lines so that I can use a zip line on them to get from place to place, which is very handy. But these 300 lines I'm going to use for my 298.67 and my 601 line, which is going to incorporate a lot of the overflow method, because it is very hard to get one item per minute off of lines. But if you follow this zip line away from base here, we go over in this direction up towards our coal nodes, and this direction's doing another 300 lines, which I'm overproducing iron for my 12.5 line, which, I mean, I'm just going to set up my smelters to be underclocked or overclocked depending on which system that it's getting fed into. So all that math is just going to be done on its own. The miners are just going to be, you know, not running at 100% efficiency, which for right now I'm fine with. It's just with the belts I have to work with. I'm just hoping the next tier unlocks some better belts. But over here I found a couple of geysers which I need some supercomputers in order to put these bad boys down, because with these, they'll help produce a little bit more extra power, and that's always helpful. And I can connect that right up to my grid right over here. With these zip lines heading up to my coal plant, I kind of did a... I'm actually kind of happy about this, but I have a zip line leading up for the side of this mountainside, and it just kind of clips into the wall. I'm kind of like mountain climbing here, just with a zip line. But this leads all the way up and down over here to my 2 coal nodes, which I have 2 even lines of 256.25 per minute. And that's going to be going back to base. I just need to finish connecting up the lines all the way down back to the train station. And we should be good to go. I need to bring the train over here, don't I? I need to drop off my computers. And 1 train station later, and a train track set up, and we are good to go. I've got this set up right by my base, and I'm shipping all of my computers that I'm making over towards the base. So let's actually take a trip along this. Show you where it goes through. Actually, it might be better to show you from the sky. Alright, there's our train station. Let me hide this. We go up through the hills, through this little nice canyon here, through the fog and the fire and flames, down, and it hooks up to our existing rail system over here. So yay, we've got computers being shipped, and I named it another Thomas the Tank Engine character, which is Percy. That's what the name was. Why don't I have any of my inventory? What? Okay, I played offline a little bit and came back to my base. I guess, didn't give me my items back. Thank goodness there's a water thing here. Oh boy, that would have been rough. Oh, this sucks not having any of my inventory. I can't fly. I can't do anything. Feels so slow without my power legs. I think I know how to get my inventory back. This has happened before when I've played offline, and it creates a copy of my body in the game where I last saved, and it basically acts as an inventory chest. So hopefully catch one of these trains. Oh, you bitch! Oh, I can see inside the train? Nice. Okay, I might want to get on the actual train itself. I can't hop on top of it. I don't have enough up. We'll see if my theory is correct once we get to the ACU base. Okay, where did I save here? Not being able to jump or do anything, it's so annoying. Body, where are you? Actually, I might have to look at my footage and see where I saved. Alright, well, since I'm here, I might as well walk you through this while I try to figure out where my stuff went. So I've got all my foundries built for the steel, and I've got the constructors set up making the beams and pipes. And what I did is I split off this iron and coal evenly on these 2 sides. So that means that they're both producing the even amount of steel. But the problem is that I needed some weird decimals coming out of that. So instead of, doing the splitter method that I'm used to doing, I know that 1 belt on these... So each side of this is producing 256.25 steel ingots a minute. Pipe system, which is 3.8 constructors, only needed 112.5. So I just have everything belting this way. I'm using a smart splitter, taking off the overflow and merging it into this other system here to get me my 400 line that's split evenly into these 6.7 constructors. I'm underclocking these front 2 because I did not want to do any more complicated dividing. The only other thing I have to do with the iron on this side for the heavy modular frames is set up the constructor units that I need that are going to be right after this smelting system, which is already split up to be what they need to be. And the way I did that is I just fed iron through this entire system on each side, and then set up the smelters to where each set of how many smelters would just belt out what I needed, so I didn't have to do any splitting or merging. So I've got all this stuff labeled up. There's a little bit of spaghetti that goes on underneath the foundations, but it's nothing new you haven't seen before when it comes to me building spaghetti belt messes. With that underway, I think I need to actually find out where my body is so I can collect my stuff. Okay, my body has to be somewhere. I've checked all over that base over there and other things. I did not find a single trace of my body. Was it inside the hub this whole time and I'm just dumb? No. Is it in the toilet? No. Where, oh, where is my body? Where? You! I'm sorry to have to do this to you, but I need my stuff. There we go. Ah, yes. Thank you. Now, what to do with this? Oh, just revive? I wonder, can I do it again and get double my stuff? Well, nope, he's just part of the scenery now. Okay. Now, we're just going to leave you right there, and we're never going to talk about this. Yes, I must have an inventory slot for a coffee mug. Awesome. Nice. Oh, yeah, baby. It's good to be back in business. You know, I forgot how easy I had it in life, being able to travel like this. Just how long it took me to get back to home base. I even using the trains, it just took a long time because I had fallen off the platform there, and there is no way to get back up on said platform without a zip line. So I had to walk from this station all the way to that one in order to catch a train. But yay, I've got all my stuff back. I can properly show you stuff. I also went ahead and started up the concrete assembly line, which that's easy. I'm making 125 concrete a minute with these stuff, so nothing's too special about that. And that'll eventually feed into the rest of this. So actually, I think my next step is to get the constructors set up for the iron products, which there are a lot of constructors needed for this stage in the project. So I might need to build up. But I think that's going to be a jump in editing, so be right back. Okay, so I built up a floor and pretty much took care of heavy modular frames for this project. So basically all this does entail is I'm bringing up the iron that I made from the floor below, distributing it to all these constructors. These are making 89.6 wires, which are heading towards making stators over here. And those stators then, of course, go this way into these machines to make automated wiring. I said heavy modular frames, I meant automated wiring. Heavy modular frames is going to be the next step I'm doing, which is kind of what I've got started over here with these manufacturers and smelters. But the other wire here just goes down the line into the system to make the cable, which goes into making the automated wiring, and we got this here all backed up already. And I also, the automated wiring, I am trained into my base. I went ahead and set up a belt to merge it into the system over here where I am currently making them, giving me the correct number I need for next space elevator part. All that's left now is to put down a boatload of constructors. There's going to be 3 separate systems of constructors, one making rods, one making wires, and one making plate. And then those are going to go off into their own little systems for making parts. And I can walk through that as soon as I get it completed. But for right now, I just need to build more of the base. Okay, so I finally have everything put together and I am making the adaptive control units. And I'm sending them back to base, so I had to add a train station onto this platform and one back at my base. So let me walk you through this. So all the materials, they get smelted down below. There's some construction going on down there for like steel pipes and rods and wires. Pretty straightforward stuff. Iron comes up here creating our iron wire, which then goes off to the races, becoming cables and stators. These rods here are making screws, 2 lines of 250, so 500 in total. I had to set up these manufacturers to accept the materials from both ends and meet in the middle to make it the heavy modular frames. And then these manufacturers down here are creating the adaptive control unit. Boy, this project took a long time to do. To kind of keep myself from doing weird belt splitting through this project because it was already a big enough spaghetti mess as it is, I kind of set up systems to pump out the numbers that I needed for the next step and just set those as their decimal values. Like, for instance, this one is only producing 125 plates, and these are strictly going towards the reinforced iron plate recipe. It's kind of what I did with my smeltering arrays as well. Yeah, like down here, I set up this system into 3 separate chunks. One of them's doing 187.5 a minute. This one was doing 138 per minute, and the middle one was doing like 200 something, I think. 180. You can see just from this, there's a lot going on just everywhere, and I didn't want to put so much belts around that you just couldn't see anything. So I kind of have everything kind of hugging the ceiling, elevated above the ground. Some of them I'm going to have to build platforms over. Some of the belts had to go underneath the platform here. Just ignore a little bit of messiness to it. I'm going to clean that up at some point. But yeah, this project was a lot of fun to put together. If you guys are interested, I am going to put a link to my Google Drive, and I'm going to put my blueprint saves on there. I'm also going to put my world save on there, so you can play my world if you would like. Just one more overview of the plant. Yeah, there's like 3 levels to this, but it's just a massive plant. I got my little concrete setup over there. But I want to end this video with unlocking the last space elevator part. So I'm just going to let this run for a bit, and we can end this video. Alright, I got 100 at the base. Let's go and chunk these into the space elevator and see what we get out of it. Ow. And boink, yoinkus, and you get shot up. Yo. Alright, let's get up to our hub and see what we got. Ooh, what's this? Bauxite. Okay. Logistics Mark 5. 780 resources per minute. Yes! Oh, it's gonna be so good. Hazmat suit. Oh, no, am I getting into nuclear territory? Aeronautical engineering. Ooh, drones. Interesting. Yeah, here we are. Nuclear power. Resource well. What is this? Don't know how you work. A miner Mark 3. Particle enrichment. What? Nuclear pasta? Oh, man. Well, I've got some things to do for the next video. So thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Swaverly. If you liked what you saw, set that like button free. And if you want to check out more videos, please visit the channel. Click comment and subscribe, and I will see you and all of your beautiful faces in the next video. So, laters.